Winner of 5 Chase Championships singles titles, please welcome Steffi Graf.
Getting a great reception. A great champion.
Her opponent is
and so good to see her back in good form. 5 times champion here.
Chase champion, currently ranked number 3 in the world. Please welcome Jana Novotna.
Sounds like we're introducing 2 prize fighters. Current Wimbledon champion, Jana Novotna. So pleased to see her win after the match against Steffi Graf a few years ago, where she had so many chances to win and just gagged is the affectionate name. Mike Morrissey, the chair umpire from Great Britain, in charge of this first round match. Steffi Graf to open the proceedings. Steffi, the hottest player at the moment on the WTA Tour, having captured back-to-back titles in Leipzig, Germany 2 weeks ago, and last week in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And in Philadelphia, having only played 12 tournaments this year, she upset the world #1 Lindsay Davenport and the #2 Martina Hingis en route to the final of beating #9 in the world Natalie Torsier for a great week. And that has strengthened her incredible rise of ranking after injury problems to #12 in the world. She started off at #91 back in June and has really rocketed forwards. And in Philadelphia, it was 106th career singles crown. '21 Grand Slam singles titles. Extraordinary. Both girls 29 years of age. Jana Novotna, defending champion here, of course, in New York in the Chase Championships. Steffi was saying before the tournament, the way she's playing right now, after enjoying Philadelphia's win, so she just hopes she can transfer that form into this tournament. She didn't expect a game to come back so quickly. Now she knows she can come back. She's going to want a bit more of the action, and she's going to want to win this title. Still such a great athlete. Maybe a string going there on the backhand pass. Jana, her customary chip and charge. She'll look to get in as per normal at every opportunity. Super rally and a good camera angle there, seeing how effective both girls' slice backhands are. Just apologise for the loss of sound there, to restore that as quickly as possible.
And the US Open Women's Singles Champion.
great to see her back, isn't it? I mean, these two have played 31 matches. It's 27-4 for Steffi Graf, and it took Jana 4 years to get her first win. That was at the Australian Open in 1991, 8-6 in the final set. And of the 4 wins that Jana's had, 3 of them have come indoors on carpet. So I guess, even though the head-to-heads is enormously in Steffi's favour, she's got to feel the most confident, at least playing her indoors on this Supreme. Her last win was in Philadelphia 2 years ago for Jana in the final, where Steffi had to retire after losing the opening set. Played once this year at New Haven in the final. Third of the titles for Steffi. Steffi coming through 6-4, 6-1, that on a hard court. So Jana Novotna, love 1, first set. And there's no doubt the fitness is back. Steffi is moving superbly well, bouncing around the court. And talking about form coming in, we know this lady's form coming in, as I've just said. Jana Novotna, by comparison, has suffered 4 straight losses since the US Open. Semi-final defeat there. She suffered a lower back strain during a match against Serena Williams last month in Filderstadt. It's only her second tournament since that injury. 10th straight year for Jana Novotna here at the Chase Championships. Interesting that Jana Novotna is serving to the Graf forehand, both sides. So there the switch. And you'll see that Jana coming mainly in on the Steffi backhand. During normal rallies, you'll see Steffi just slicing most of the shots, but when players do come in on her backhand, she does use the topspin roll. Although it's a great shot, the slice backhand, the forehand is regarded as her biggest weapon off the ground. A late call, Mike Morris is saying, but he feels it was a good one. No complaint from Steffi. With Steffi's fitness is, don't forget, she's had that ankle injury, but she also underwent minor surgery on her right hand in September. Leipzig was her first tournament back after that hand surgery, and she cruised to the final, taking only 1 set en route. And in that final, beating Nathalie Tourzier, as I said earlier, 6-3, 6-4. So the desire is still there to succeed. So early chances for Jana Novotna. As again, we're struggling with the effects for you. 3 break points for a 2-1 lead first set. Where she gets round that forehand, Steffi. Like a windmill, she gets so much roll on it. Just watch this again here, the round arm there, just coming right over the top of the ball, getting lots of topspin, dragging that ball down into court. Yeah, it's a poor mistake from Steffi, and it sees early blood for Jana Novotna. She leads 2-1 here in the first set. So interesting thoughts at the change of ends for Steffi Graf. Be too pleased with that game. Let's see Jana about to serve 2-1 with a break. Well, that sort of length volley, that's a great pass. I'm sure we'll see most of the Novotna volleys going towards the Graf backhand. Concentration etched on the face of Steffi Graf. She'll be trying hard to break straight back here. But again, the volley going towards the Graf forehand. That's a mistake from Jana. She's got to centre the volley attack back to the back end. 2 break back point chances for the ex-world number 1. Just wide. So a break apiece as we stand at 2 games apiece in the opening set. I'm sure tactically Jana Novotna must be thinking more about volleying to the Graf backhand. Played each other so many times. She must have worked it out by now. Better, forcing the error. Got to say, there can't be too many women players in the history of the game that have moved better than this lady. like a jack in the box. In between every single shot, she's up on her toes. Just watch this here, look. Recovery footwork back to the middle there, always sidestepping, watch, there. It's just too good and a joy to watch. So important when you're dragged wide to hit a ground stroke in a rally that you recover back to the middle, square onto the net, sidestepping, always keeping your eye on the ball and your opponent's next shot. Studying them to try and anticipate which shot they're going to hit at you next. The obvious danger of running around your backhand. You expose the court on your forehand side. Doesn't miss many of those. Maybe that's why Jana's not coming in on the backhand. That was the most beautiful slice pass. It's put me in my place. Right on the line. Really does look focused, doesn't she, facially? It's a great effort to come back last week and beat the world's #1 and #2 in the same week. Not many have done that in the history of the game. Having a good look, but the ball clearly long. Is prone to double faults with a serve. She's got an exceptionally high ball toss, one of the highest in the game. Good thing about playing indoors is the wind doesn't get hold of it. Timing is important, and it can desert Steffi sometimes on the serve. Just watch how high the ball toss is. It's much higher than she can possibly reach, and she's having to wait for the ball to drop before she hits it. There. Can prove a little bit temperamental. Sometimes she just lets the ball drop a little bit too low and hits them long. Second time in the game, she disproves my tactical theory for Jana, and this time hitting the topspin winner as well as the slice one earlier on, and she leads 3-2 first set. She's just lost effects as we're on the break in America, but we're staying with this through as we get the sound back. So Jana Novotna, 4 titles this year. Started off at Linz, then Eastbourne just prior to Wimbledon, and then Wimbledon, and then Prague. So that was 3 titles back to back, I guess, in a row. And what a delight it was to see. And many people around the world shared the same sentiment to see her come through and win the Wimbledon title. 3 runner-up appearances as well for Jana Novotna this year in Hanover, Hamburg, and New Haven. New Haven, of course, where she lost to Steffi 6-4, 6-1 in the final. So can Steffi Graf this week pull off what would, for me, be an enormous upset and win the title for a 6th time? Jana's so pleased to win here last year. She'll be doing everything she can to defend the trophy again. Two-three, first set. Jana also has a high ball toss. And equally, like Steffi, her serve can let her down. It's interesting to me on Jana's serve. She used to launch off the front left foot up into the serve, i.e. the jump serve. Now the foot-foot rule is different. You can have both feet off the ground, but she now keeps the left foot firmly anchored to the ground there and just lets the body come through. Now for me, she's lost a bit of pace on the serve and certainly has lost a bit of height and reach. Just watch again here if they show the whole action here. Watch the left foot. It stays firmly anchored on the ground all the way through the swing. To me, she just never really quite looks as though she's launching herself into the serve. And her coach, Hanna Mandlikova, obviously worked out that's the best way forwards. I'm not quite so sure. Initially, an injury to the left leg was the reason why she wasn't pushing off it so much, but she's stuck with it ever since. So chances again for Steffi Graf to extend the lead. Oh, that was just long. Maybe just putting the racket too far out in front. That you really need to go for the topspin. Here's a beautiful angled volley from Jana. Just a little chip into the backhand that time for the approach. Recovery footwork back into the middle, equally from Jana, and that's 2 break points saved. They can be tough, first volley coming in above head height, but no mistake there from the number 3 seed. Good split step early, just behind the service line. That's great concentration for the put away. So 4 straight points to come back from 15-40, and we're level again. 3 games all, first set. Getting a few of these problems with the sound and so on, as our colleagues in America are taking breaks, just staying through. half smile there from Steffi. The crowd seemed to be very much with her. Looks like the player of old, doesn't it? With all her problems now behind her. So much speculation was abound about whether or not she was actually going to retire from the game with the injuries and all the other problems in her personal life. She really does look good here. It's 40-15, not 15-40. That's good play, Jana Novotna. Just using the little chip cross court. This was the shot that opened up for the cross court pass. So Steffi Graf walks to the chair. 4-3 first set. Back to Madison Square Garden. Jana Novotna just turning herself down, coming out at 3-4 down and missed the first set. If you're just joining us here on Eurosport, earlier on in today's proceedings we saw the number 2 seed here, Martina Hingis, coming through against fellow Swiss Paddy Schneider. 4-6, 6-love, 6-3. 2-love down in the final set, Martina, but coming good in the end. Well, a pretty comfortable love game for Jana Novotna, the first in the match for her. Only one break apiece as we stand at 4 games apiece in the opening set. It's always nice to win a love service game. Make your opponent serve straight away again.
15.
Not happy with that. Always her own biggest critic. Maybe I've been let off a little bit with my earlier comments about whether or not that was going to be the right tactic. It's certainly paying more dividends now for Jana Novotna, the chip and charge onto the Graf backhand. Well, that's just a super point. Should have done more with that first volley, Jana there. This is a good shot coming up here to force Steffi wide, to lose the net position. Then the volley to the backhand there, which that time should have gone to the forehand simply because Steffi was so far over and she knows it. That a good tactic too. The chip and charge, the forehand on the return, because quite often Steffi, when she's finished her serve, will move over a little bit to her left, trying to make sure she plays a forehand as her first ground stroke after the serve. Martina, we saw earlier on, now sitting courtside. Just checking out some of her potential opponents. Jana and Steffi obviously in the opposite half of the draw. This is a pretty tough first round draw for both girls. That was so nearly a clever rally from Jana Novotna. Eventually, Steffi deciding to close the net down instead of retreating. Should have done that off the first time. Just going backwards there, look, behind the service line. This time coming forwards and across into the put away. That's why we don't see Steffi go in that much. She's not the happiest around the net. Good point. Good tennis. Steffi Graf, 5-4, first set. Welcome back to this famous sporting arena. As you see there, Jana Novotna about to serve to stay in the opening set. Her last service game, she was winning it to love. She'll be dearly hoping to repeat that here. Oof, top of the net. A bit of luck there for Jana.
15.
Heinz Gunther, colleagues in Eurosport, ex-player. Looking in with Steffi again. Wasn't far away. It's 8 straight points on serve now for Jana Novotna. And that 9 in a row, and a second love service game in a row. Only 2 miles an hour, that serve. You shudder when you think Greg Rosetsky's up to 150. There, the evidence of the tactic I was talking about earlier, the chip and charge to the backhand, and then the volley to the backhand. This time paying off. Well played, Jana Novotna. The let cord helping her, gave her a lot more time. Now pressure against Steffi's serve. So maybe the 2 love service games for Jana, just putting a bit of pressure on the German. Triple break point here for Jana, for what would be her 8th straight point in a row. And there it is. Who would have believed that? Yeah, the clenched fist, and rightly so. 8 straight points. 5-4, Jana leads. Sorry, 6-5, Jana leads first set. Again, we've lost sound, but we're staying with this through the break. Now, can Steffi respond? Only been 1 break apiece up until then at 2-1 for each girl. It just seemed to me there that Jana was far more committed on her game plan, a tactical game plan of how to win the points. Steffi made a couple of errors, but it was more Jana exploiting the game plan to perfection. We saw a fair amount of serve and volley from Jana up to here. I wonder if we'll see it again here when serving for the first set. Must be tough when you're playing against a player of Steffi's reputation and achievement. You've only beaten her 4 times in 31 attempts. It's at moments like this when you're serving for the first set that those sort of stats come back to haunt you a little bit. We shall see. Jana Novotna serving 6-5 for the first set. Well, that's 11 points straight now for Jana on serve, without Steffi gaining one of them. And only 2 points now away from taking the first set. At last. Again, the question has to be asked. It's been asked so many times. Will the nerve hold at these crunch times for Jana Novotna? That's the first sign of nerves. An errant ball toss. Ball hit about halfway up the net. Yeah, you can just sense it, you can feel it, can't you? Yeah, there go the shoulders, just trying to get herself to relax. She really does go through it. More than probably any other player, I would think. The nerves affect everybody, of course they do. But outwardly, they seem to get to Jana more than most. Oh. Extraordinary. Seemingly sailing through her last 2 service games, she suddenly crumbles. And it's break-back point chance for the ex-world number 1. She only needs 1 chance. That's what the crowd think of it. Tie-break time.
Sit down, please. Sit down.
Mike Morrissey just asking some of the crowd to stay seated. I think desperation there from Jana, just coming in on anything. Another tad fortunate for me that Steffi missed the forehand. Big, deep breaths. You could just see in her eyes there what she's thinking and going through. She's just got to replace every negative thought with a positive one. She knows she can do it. We've seen it so often, the choking, but we've also seen her really dig in and come through. Miss it there off the frame. First mini break against the serve. Plenty of crowd participation here. Motivated by her own thoughts, but I'm sure motivated by seeing Jana crack a little bit. Oh, that's loose. That's loose, yeah. Just dropped the racket head below the wrist. Showed herself that there with that little shadow swing, as it's called. That's what Jana's got to do. When she makes mistakes, no matter what the situation is, she's just got to think about how to make it better next time. That's a real let-off. A good look at Steffi there from Jana. As well she might. Funny, Steffi misses a couple of backhands like that. Nobody even dreams of thinking that she's choking. It's not so visually obvious when she's made the error. She just marches on and dismisses it. It's just a little blip. Whereas Jana, her whole body gives out this emotional feeling. Maybe some acting lessons would help too, just to disguise what she's going through. But she's come back here. It's 3-all now in the tie-break. That's a tough call from Steffi there to run around the backhand on that approach. Always going to be struggling. Good comeback from Jana, equalised the break. 3 straight points to lead 4-3 now. That's a good volley. 4 points in a row. And the gap suddenly appears the other way. From 1-3, she leads 5-3. With this super sliced forehand volley, the ball fairly flying off the surface. Watch the slice here. Up above the ball, slicing down. A little bit of a follow through, but no problem. These are the moments where Jana's got to really be positive with herself. Big deep breaths. Maybe say to herself, the worst thing that can happen to me here is I'm going to lose the point. Somehow got to try and take the pressure away. Holds both these service points, and she's taken the opening set. And there's one. And that sets up 2 set points for the Wimbledon champion. In, and the volley put away is there. This time the shoulders are forced down from Steffi. Nothing wrong with this point from Jana. Steffi just played it too good. Again, the mini breaker serve equalised, but it's still set point for the number 3 seed. Oof. Oh, 2 lets in a row. Maybe that's the bit of luck she needs. Yeah, a little kiss skyward. As well she might. I respect that, though. She was gagging, but she's come through. She's taken the opening set by 7 games to 6. Welcome back. Steffi Graf reflecting on what might have been. Jana did well, though, at the end of that first set to hang on in there. Really well. And that'll do her an enormous amount of good. She's just constantly having to prove to herself that she can stay cool under pressure. Again, apologies for the loss of sound. Just fading in and out occasionally. As Jana prepares to serve first game, second set. Can I say, in the previous match as well, after such a tight opening set, you can expect both girls to make a few sloppy mistakes, just as a reaction to the first set finishing. It's going to be long. It's so important for Jana to keep the pace up, though, having got the opening set. She doesn't want to immediately gift a game to Steffi and have to come from a breakdown. She's got to keep on going, 1 point after the next. Don't allow yourself to relax at any time. Easy to say that sitting here. Good footwork from Jana. A leaf out of the Steffi book, just moving around the backhand. believe that dropped in, is what she's saying there. I wonder if she left this. Let's just have a look here. Again, volleying back to the backhand. Yeah, I think she left it. It was well inside the baseline, wasn't it? Break point. In. Yeah, don't bounce again. It's the mate, that's the mistake. It's a great play and the great approach shot. But instead of moving forwards for the volley, which would have been comparatively easy, Steffi took a couple of steps backwards. Then had a tough shot, the ball bouncing in front of her, and paid the price. Too much time to think after the let cord. Maybe even thinking about the let cords she had in the tie break. You never know what's going through her mind, but there's quite a lot that shouldn't be there, that's for sure. And it's another break point chance for the German. This time the break is secured. Steffi immediately putting the pressure back on to lead 1-love, second set. Again, we've lost the sound. I'll just keep talking through this change of ends. That's what you have to admire so much about Steffi. Disappointment of the first set is hardly noticeable. She just continues on in the same vein, just looking to win the next point as best she can. It's a great lesson for anybody watching. Every point is important. If you adopt that philosophy, there's no such thing as a big point. She's just like a machine. I remember when she was very young, as we look at confirmation there of the live action on day 3, 1700 Central European time, Mary Pierce against Amanda Kurtzer. And later on tonight, 23:30 Central European time, it's 10:30 in the UK, Anna Kournikova of Russia taking on the American Monica Seles. If you were with Simon and Elise last night, you would have seen Natalie Torzier, the Wimbledon runner-up, the number 8 seed here, coming through against Natasha Zaraeva of Belarus, who comfortably 3-1. So Steffi with a break, 1-love, second set. Just going back to the story I was about to begin when the promos came up. I saw Steffi when she's only 12 years of age in Florida. I was working with a British player out there. Her first ever pro tournaments. I was there with Father Peter. Practiced for 2 hours before her first round qualifying match of a $25,000 event. Played a match and won it, and spent another 2 hours back on the practice court straight after. And everybody was talking about her then as a virtual unknown. Good 4 hours practice either side of a straight sets win at barely 12 years of age on the Pro Tour. Extraordinary. It's a good touch. Jana not even offering a yard of resistance there to chase that one down. Expecting the slice approach maybe, Jana here. Beautiful disguise. Jana stranded. Look at the break of the wrist here. Coming underneath the ball, putting a lot of backspin on the ball. She's gone up a gear, hasn't she, Steffi? And Jana just looks a little bit flat-footed and tired, if anything. Such is the effort it's taken from her to secure the first set. Emotionally more than physically, but it makes you feel tired. Love game from Steffi Graf, and the crowd respond. You can tell emotionally how much you become physically drained. And Jana will answer that. Great play. Judging by the response from the crowd on all these shots from Steffi, she's clearly the favourite here, as far as they're concerned. Get the feeling they'd love to see her come straight through this tournament and win it for a 6th time. Just wide. Jana Novotna gets her first game here in the second set, and trails 2-1. Welcome back to Madison Square Garden for the Chase Championships, the year-end Women's World Championships. Their confirmation of the score so far in this opening round match. Jana Novotna taking the first set on a tie-break, 7-6, 7 points to 5. But it's Steffi with a breaker serve who leads 2-1 here in the second set. She's running around the backhand now to good effect. And Jana again not able to pick out where the passing shot's going. And walking ever more slowly, Jana. She looks as though she's feeling it. The bounce has disappeared a little bit. I understand why she came in so late on that. She's just lost her way, Jana. Steffi eager to get on with it. That's a good play off such a good length from Jana. Let's watch this again here. It's a good length coming up. Just sending Jana the wrong way. Although to me, Jana's having a breather, it seems. She's trying to save some energy and store up her efforts. That's a great backhand. Jana not even chasing that one down either. She's definitely struggling here. As Steffi again opens up the 2-game lead to lead 3-1. Jana not making any attempt to move. Nice touch. Very late on that, maybe misread it, or maybe just caught an eye of Jana coming in, serving and volleying on the second serve. Hasn't done that too often. Maybe Steffi just guilty of looking at her opponent for too long, taking her eye off the ball. Beautiful, effortless. Jana just having a little word with Mike Morrissey there. I don't know why. Slice approach cross court, always difficult. Backhand volley again to the backhand. Plenty of space for the pass. That is superb. Well, I mentioned Jana a little while ago. Not running down too many balls, but she certainly ran like a little terrier in this rally, none more so than right here. A beautiful angle winner. Maybe she's got her second win back. That volley a little bit late, very low when she hit it. little bit flat-footed there again. The check lost its bounce. That's clever. Saw Steffi having to run from way wide on the forehand. Approached late to good effect. Well played, Jana. Stays in touch in the second set. 3-2 down. We'll be back after this short break. Welcome back to Madison Square Garden. Steffi Graf with a break in the second set, leading by 3 games to 2 against Wimbledon champion Jana Novotna. Just wide. It was a pretty big serve. Always good to have the ability to laugh at yourself, and the crowd applauding that, I think. The ball was really travelling. No humour from Steffi, just wants to get on with it. Typically German, I guess. Preparing to share in the laugh, just wants to get on with the match. She marches on. 4-2 now, second set. It's an interesting point, that, isn't it? To share in the little joke there and have a bit of a smile. It breaks the concentration. And some people say that's what's lacking now in professional sport. It's too serious. There's not much fun and camaraderie and personality amongst the players, but there's so much at stake. It's no laughing matter for Steffi. 4 mile an hour, the last serve. It's a good forehand. A little bit shaky, she almost intimated there, but looked pretty good from here. Topspin pass here, just finding the top of the net from Steffi. Not sure whether a sliced chip would have been a better choice there. I suppose with high insight would all be brilliant. It's a good wrong footer and a good love game for Jana. 4-3, Steffi, second set. Interesting now for Jana. She's kept in touch. I think a smile from Jana's point of view is a good thing. It just relieves some of the tension that she puts herself under. Be interesting to see whether she's relaxed her enough to make a difference in getting a break back. This crowd totally absorbed into this match, though. These two tour veterans. When you look at the youngsters on court today, the previous match to this, a 19 and an 18-year-old playing. And these two both coming up to nearly 30. Steffi seems to have been around forever. Such has been a domination of the sport until 3 years ago. She'd never come back unless she really felt that she was going to be a major contender for the Grand Slams and tournaments like this. She wouldn't be content to slouch around the 30, 40, 50 in the world ranking mark. She's probably got her eyes very firmly set on regaining the #1 again. We shall see. If she maintains the form of the last few weeks, it's a real possibility. Just looking at our colleagues' promos of forehands. Just missed the opening point, but I believe Steffi won it. It's 15 love at 4-3 second set. She's not going to give too many cheap points away like that, Jana, being a breakdown. Steffi just asking for quiet as she's about to serve. Jana trying to shake the tension away. Interesting point that, Steffi. On the backhand side, you saw all the variation of her slice in one rally. One was quite a lofted slice backhand, just got length. And the next one was severely cut, hard and deep. And it eventually led to a miss hit from Jana and the forehand put away. Just shows how versatile a slice backhand can be. Game, she just looks as though she's struggling physically, not chasing much down. You're seeing a picture of Steffi here in this rally. Jana out of picture, really not moving at all for the balls. Now she's up against it. She's serving to stay in this second set at 3-5 down. That rally seemed to be moving fine, got back to the lob well. Super footwork again from this great champion. Big serve. The only real muted sort of applause from this crowd. That can hurt a player's feelings too sometime. I'm sure she has enormous respect for Steffi and can understand it, but it's always nicer to be the crowd's favourite wherever you are. Again, going backwards, not closing the net down. That's cost her dear in this match. It's about the 4th point she's lost for the same reason. She checks and moves backwards as opposed to checking and moving forwards. Well played, Jana. She's made Steffi Graf serve for the 2nd set. Stay with us here on Eurosport to see if she can do just that. So the players back out. Big breathing out from Steffi Graf there. Getting herself ready as she serves for the 2nd set to level the match. Extraordinary choice of shot from Jana. She almost fell into it. Good long look at her that time from Steffi, and not surprisingly so. There's an overall from Mike Morrissey, no line call. Steffi's saying what? Mike Morrissey obviously sure that a mistake had been made. Second serve. Mike Morrissey's going to find out what it feels like to be on the receiving end of the crowd in New York. Well, who knows? That looked good from here. No overall the other way. Second serve again. It's a great pass. Jana paying the price of coming in on the Graf forehand off a short ball. Severely punished. Let's watch this again here. Pretty half court really, wasn't it? Halfway between the service line and the baseline. And severely dispatched for the winner. Big R goes around Madison Square Garden. Stumbled there as she moved again, Jana. Jumping. You know, is that jumping in anguish at the shot not reaching over the net? I don't know. I think she's struggling with her movement. Set point, Steffi Graf to level the match at a set apiece. Familiar sight of a forehand whistling past her opponent. Although, was it called out? I think it was out. Sorry about the early celebration. We're back at deuce. No complaint from Steffi. Big serve into the body. Set point number 2. Again, move backwards. She's done it this time though. A jump of delight, the crowd go wild, and we're a set apiece as Mother Graf looks on. A little wink as if to say, that's my girl, she's back in here. Should have done better with that, but no problem on the overhead. Sustained applause, and the reaction of Mrs. Graf. That'll do, she says. Heinz Guntart sitting alongside her. Just watch the reaction from Steffi here. She's delighted with that. 1 set all here in the Chase Championships. Again, Jana there. Return was long. Yeah, a little grimace there. She's definitely struggling. Whether she's got cramps coming, because it seems to be a spasmodic movement. Yeah, she is definitely in trouble. It's with the right leg.
Now, Jana. She needs to stop for the trainer, Steffi.
Yeah, Mike Morrissey, the chair umpire, saying she needs to stop to get to the trainer, who allowed a 5-minute trainer break. Yeah, she's got cramps in the right leg. And in the middle of the point, you can do that. Steph is asking Mike Morrissey, as it was his second serve to come. You can stop any time, Mike Morrissey's saying. Such is the competitor with Steffi, no remorse for the cramps. Georgina Clark there, the tour director, coming on, as is the trainer, to attend to Jana Novotna. That's why some of the points she was obviously stopped starting. The cramps were just starting to hit her. Never easy when you've got cramps, and it's tough for both players. We've said this so many times in commentary before, when there's an injury break. Not necessarily an injury this, but just the cramps. But Steffi's just played superbly to win the second set, and immediately there's a break. It just stops the flow. And the restart, you can never quite tell what's going to happen. This is the first serve, don't forget, at 15 love. You can see her jump there, obviously the cramp coming, and immediately walking to the chair to get attention. That's why Steffi was asking. She can do that in the middle of the point, can she? And Mike Morrissey confirming you can stop at any time. Yeah, serious discomfort. No hesitation in asking for the 5-minute timeout. That's tough luck. And the obvious question is now, is whether 5 minutes is long enough for her to continue, as we look at confirmation of the rest of tennis here on Eurosport. 1700 Central European time, that's 4 o'clock in the UK. Mary Pierce from France taking on Amanda Kurtzer. And then later on tonight, 23:30 Central European time, that's 10:30 in the UK, the Russian starlet Anna Kournikova against the American and ex-world #1 Monica Seles. Georgina Clark, bottom right-hand side of your picture there. just having a chat with the trainer just to see the state of play. And this may be an earlier point. Oh no, that's where she was. That's nothing to do with the cramps, that's just a misreading of the serve. Now, the interesting thing as well, every player's allowed a full 5-minute medical break. The grimace there of pain, yeah, that's when it first started. At the end of the Steffi Graf service game. So time, as in 5 minutes, has been taken, and it's the second serve at love 15 is where they resume. But the problem for Jana is she's only allowed to have the trainer now at the change of ends, not another 5-minute stint. So will it hold out? She's probably taken some salt or something, you would imagine. But that's immediate discomfort again. Looking to serve and volley to keep the rallies short, which is something she's got to do now with cramps. She can't have long rallies, that's for sure. It's a cruel blow at this stage of the match, or any stage of the match. I'm sure we're going to see serve and volley virtually every point now for Jana. Lots of chipping and charging, just trying to reduce the rallies to a bare minimum. Steffi would be aware of that. I'd be looking for her to come in. Well played, Jana Novotna. Yeah. I'm guessing there for the verbal lip reading. Steffi just making a stretch and move. Every shot, you can feel the discomfort. Great return. Jana's no way going to run for that. I suppose Steffi's just got to carry on as though her opponent is fully fit. And those sort of rallies are not going to do the Wimbledon champion any good at all. Steffi making a run all over the court here. Clenched fist, as if to say, I've got her going down, I'm now going to bury her. One thing she's never lacked is guts. She's lacked nerve on occasions, but never guts. She's going to need plenty of that right here. It's inside. I just feel as though Steffi's got a bit of a fillip from this injury, let alone winning the second set. It's just given that motivation a little tiny extra charge. Jana opting to stay back for a few shots. Gingerly running in behind the late approach there. Come on, she says. Great play. She's got it. Oh, what a point. Well, that'll endear the home crowd to her, if nothing else will. She's taken the opening game in the final set.
It's now time to announce our William Bachman Jewelers Lucky Fan Giveaway.
You can't stretch much more than this, but she's stretched to a 1-love lead.
We're about to enter a new...
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, the trainer on again for Jana Novotna. Only during the changeovers this time, not a 5-minute break as we had at the end of the second set. Just to fill you in, we're 1 set all here in this first round match. Steffi Graf against Jana Novotna. And Jana Novotna, beginning of the third set, suffering from cramps in her right leg. Just taking some salt tablets or something at the change of ends. She leads 1-love final set, but she's clearly struggling. It's the obvious tactic, the chip and charge straight away on the return of serve, just to get in and keep the rally short again. The tough part is doing it well enough to give yourself a pretty easy first volley. Well played, Jana. This is where it's tough for Steffi, because every time she sees Jana move well like that, she's going to question whether or not the cramps are going to keep coming back, or whether they go away, or it just interferes with your own concentration. Just wide. Who would have believed it? Maybe the concentration is suffering, an unforced error. There's 2 breakpoint chances for Jana Novotna. Oh, it's in. So close to being wide. All eyes on Jana there, just to see how she's going to react with her legs after this long run. Look, from one side of the court right to the other. No sign of her pulling up, though. Still break point. For once, she went forwards into the volley. And what a crucial time to do it. A yell of come on as she hit the winner. Jana just unable to get forwards herself to that volley and left stranded. That's the shot. Just couldn't find the extra half yard. shape to that shot at all. It's a pretty dejected-looking Jana Novotna. She had great chances in that game to go to a 2-love lead. How long she could sustain it for, we'll never know, but it's 1-1 final set. Steffi Graf having a long, hard look at her opponent, checking out the movement, any facial expressions that might give her any clues. It's the first double fault for quite a long time. Again, maybe a sign she can't stretch. Frustration now setting in. It's a great shame for Jana. Two chances for a break in the third. One of them. Again, no chasing from Jana. Steffi now 2-1 with a break, final set. I'm sure now the trainer coming back onto the court just for the change of ends. Probably just going to give us some stretches to do. A sustained stretch just to try to relieve the cramp. There's not a lot else the trainer can do. They can offer some salt or some energy tablets, whatever, a bit of ice perhaps, as she's going to apply there. But when having to move so much and you're struggling from cramps, there's not a lot that can be done here for Jana. She's just got to try and ride it out. Sometimes the cramps can go and not come back. There's no knowing what's going to happen here. And the problem is the other leg also works overtime to protect the cramping leg. And that also can take its toll. It's a great shame because she's played very well here today. She had breakpoint chances against Steffi to go 2-love up, but she now finds herself a breakdown herself. And Steffi about to serve at 2-1 final set. Just open the shoulders and have a crack at it. That sort of shot. I suppose that's what she's got to look at, really, Jana. She's 2-1 down, which means she's got to win 5 games. She's virtually got to hit 20 clean winners.
15-30.
Really keen to play very quickly in between points, Steffi, just to keep the pressure up. That's a good chip and charge from Jana. And again, discomfort, the hands on hips. She must be thinking right here, there's no way I can last this match. So 3-1 the advantage now for Steffi. Still studying her opponent, looking for any obvious signs. And you're looking away when Jana looks at her. 1-3, final set. It's just token resistance now from Jana. It's a great shame for a match to end in this way. But you really can only see one result now. The match is now racing. Yeah. It's almost pointless Jana continuing here. She's barely moving to any of the shots. She's limping back to the chair. Georgina Clark, just asking how she is, I'm sure. There's not a lot Jana can say. She's in terrible cramps. Every time she moves, it hurts. And there's nothing anybody can do about it. As I say, it's a great shame that this match, which has been a fine match, has had to come to this sort of conclusion. And even sitting down now, trying to stretch it out and keep her legs straight throughout. Steffi, I'm sure, will just be totally focused on the next point of the next game. Already out of the chair, just marching back, getting ready to serve. She'll just want to finish this match as quickly as possible now, off court, and get ready for her next opponent. The winner of Anna Kournikova and Monica Seles awaits. It's not over yet, though. She's serving 4-1 with a double break. I guess Jana's just carrying on in case the cramps do actually go away. It's not going to happen though, and Steffi really is going up a gear now to finish this off as quickly as possible before any recovery can set in. Barely moving for any shot now. She wants to finish the match though, and you have to respect that. She doesn't want to quit. She wants to see it out. Thank you. 5-1, Steffi Graf, final set. Sure, there'll be plenty of sorrow for Steffi in Jana's plight at the end of the match, but none during it. Five straight games, of course, for Steffi so far in this set, having been 1-love down and break points down. It's been a one-horse race, virtually a one-legged race ever since. Just under 2 hours played. It's a great shot, and it brings up match point for Steffi Graf to advance through to the quarterfinals of the Chase Championships here in Madison Square Garden. Here it is, a cramping Jana Novotna. Sadly limps to the net to shake the hand. The 5 times winner here in New York, Steffi Graf, as she safely through, albeit in sad circumstances. But through she is, and to face the winner of Anna Kournikova of Russia and Monika Seles, the number 5 seed.